so this is part 2 of the massive Liquitex acrylic paint unboxing. So I'm going to kind of reorganize my little mess here and let this catch up and get into this painting. This kind of mess around, get back into painting, and also make a color wheel. I made one last night with one of the watercolor sets, just as a quick reference, because I haven't put much effort into learning like legit techniques for painting and like applying color, because usually I just doodle with pen, and it was just I wanted to add color to it, so that's why I've been acquiring all these sets of colors, quite literally. And I guess I kind of thought you used gray for shadows, but it turns out you use this complementary colors, so they're awful, so don't judge. Like for lemons, instead of putting like gray or black or darker on the edge, I put purple. So you put purple, it's complementary color. Night and day difference. I guess I'll just show you close up. This channel, like especially the art segments, it's gonna be kind of like, you know, a journey with a stranger as they try to learn how to paint, try to teach themselves how to paint with the internet. And so I just try over and over again. I do like the cherries, and this was my favorite example to tell my mommy. I started the leaves with red and then put green on top, and it just, I don't know, they're kind of like, I feel like, I don't know, they're very like children's book or something, like 40s children's book. And with the cherries I started with green and then put red on top of it, and it just gave it, it allowed it to slip into a whole nother dimension. Something as simple as just a blotch of yellow, because like it was mainly a test for that, the shadow. And I previously had a bunch of paint. It was just let's see, I'm trying a new chair in here. I feel so anywho, my paint was absolute, it was past its time. It was these little tubes, Reeves, I believe. Yeah. And I remember using them when I was younger, and I had tons of fun with them. They're just really vivid colors. Like some of them are super opaque and like mind-blowing. I kept a few that were still wet, and like the oranges. Oranges are always really oranges are really, what is that word? I'm so, what are impress? Oranges are always very impressive. Case in point, fluorescent orange. Can't wait to put some pink with that. And lavender. And I think I have everything. I'll pour some water in my jars, and of course I have to be quaint about it. Like I said, is bottled, just bottled spring water. I like how I'm forgetting all my favorite words. How like fairy tale like painting with. I like painting with rainwater, or like bottled spring water, because it's just spring water. And of course the quintessential wee jar. I added some copper wire so I could hang it here. Although one thing that I keep forgetting to do is to add a pretty good sized nail, just a thin one, so it doesn't slip off. And I have pretty awful paintbrushes. So the ones that are like, I forgot what color the ones are.
We're just here to adjust your video as you do your thing.
Oh, sweet.
Ooh,
My
almost fell
channel's too
over
new
it.
to sit. Yeah, that's
Okay, you're connected again.
yeah.
I'm not going to touch anything, you're good to go. You're live.
Thank you. This is the second live ever. Every now and then I go on live on Instagram, and I'm gonna go on live a lot more now that we figured YouTube out. Are figuring YouTube out. I like the fact that it could be in real time, and I don't know. When I watch YouTube, I have it on in the background, so maybe somebody could have this on in the background and get some ideas from somebody who doesn't know what they're doing but loves doing it. Back to the brushes. So we got past the Wish brushes, and then these ones are makeup brushes, which I am looking for. I don't know what to do with makeup. Like, I use eyeshadows in resin, but I'm really bad at it. And, but I had a bunch of makeup brushes, so I was working with, like, these, like, hog hair looking brushes, which I'm sure it's a bristle of some form of creature, but, just yard sale finds, and they just, the streaks and stuff like that, and working with, like, really old paint, and I think the paint is, like, the oldest I had out of everything. Like Christmas gift in childhood old. Oop. But I still keep a lot of that stuff. I have various art supplies from random generations or eras in my life, and they could always be used for something. So, like, what I would do with old dried paint tubes is I would maybe wrap it in fabric, or like break it apart in the smaller pieces and wrap it in fabric and use it to dye fabrics. And thank you, Uncle Polly, for this lovely mug. Ooh, that's what I keep wanting to show everybody, is my frogs. I have a light, I need good lighting, but what comes with that next to a window is the greatest show of your life. Just non-stop frogs in action. Tree frogs too, so they're really, really pretty. And again, this is some sun water if you would like to look that up. I enjoy stuff like this because it just puts more meaning into mundane things in your own life, so I don't know, you're like forever young almost. And this is sun water, which means simply it sat out in the sun, and I also put a piece of quartz in it, as you do, and I enjoy using that stuff. And this also, it's not just rainwater, it's rain from the first day in May. And tell me how I remembered to capture that. So, getting right into it. Like I said, I have been learning some not learning, mainly trying to absorb some techniques on these like random craft videos, usually like 30-second long videos, but compilations, and just like over ingests creative information. And one of the things that they said was to stop going for a smaller brush, because that's where you get a ton of streaks, and that's like my biggest thing about painting that gets to me. I've been ranting this whole time because I'm quite nervous. I don't know where to start. I've never had this much paint before. Like, I don't know how to explain how I feel right now. This is intense. I don't get out much. I am a hermit through and through. I enjoy this room very much. And since I think I'm going to finish her first, so I could like start closing up that corner. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it makes sense. So that would be like a yellowish. So maybe I'll do like a purpley magenta for like an undertone. I should really do the color wheel first, but we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna start my little experiment here with I meant to look up how this is pronounced. Quinacridone Magenta. Oh, yeah. Where to start? I like this spot. And I'm just putting a small amount because the reason why when I do like get back into paintings like this, I just add whatever happens, and I'm sure I'll add more stuff as we go along. The smaller spots, it just fills up and it looks more full and like there's something there rather than I'm just not confident enough laying down paint yet, so empty space or like voids, I don't see them right, and so right now I'm trying to do everything I can to not avoid painting. And I hope I don't say this too many times because that could get quite annoying. I don't know what I'm doing. I am quite rotten at painting in my opinion, but not enough to not paint. I still enjoy it and love it. Like, I could think I'm rotten at something and still be having the time of my life. Nothing's perfect. I don't have to be. So far, since I'm just putting such a small amount, I'm not exactly, I don't necessarily have an opinion yet. Oh, that was a nice stroke. I like it. That's really nice. I can't wait to try this Gucci mane. Cannot wait. So I plan on painting over this. Another thing is, funny bone. Another thing is, mixing paint is something I'm not focusing on right now. So the reason why I got the 48 pack is so I had a bunch of pre-mixed colors that I could just use from bottle to, because sometimes I'll want like a bunch of things yellow and I'll just sit there with the bottle and do it. And right now, until I get like 100% used to it, I don't want to do all that. Taking it nice and slow. And I do want to start doing live streams of making jewelry because I'm not sure if we could do it on YouTube. I don't see why not. But where like you could join into the live chat, and I have that ready to go on Instagram. So for instance, my friend Alvaro, if you look him up, Alvaro, I don't want to misspell his last name and send y'all in a random direction. His art, oh, I can show you. I'm usually filming on my phone, so I can't do things like this. It is on Instagram. Y'all gonna die. I love it so much. So he's Peruvian, and like you could tell that, like, what? So he just got into like digital art too. So usually it's colored pencils, but oh, hello. Let me see if you can see. Yeah. Isn't that next level? So two exciting little projects I have with Alvaro is I'm going to get a few of his prints. He has prints available for all of his pieces, framed, unframed, and he also makes flyers, like band flyers. I have some dope music with a German collaboration. Oh, my poor desk. It's just, I'm in love with his art. And so this is a good example. I'm going to get some prints and cut them out and make resin charms with them and earrings. So for instance, I'm doing it again. Like, see the little chunks of random things? So like maybe these two areas will be a set and they could be mismatched earrings. I'm so excited. Like, okay, so yeah, let me show you his name. And here we go. Check him out, give him a follow. Tell him I say hi. And yeah. And oh, the other thing is on Instagram we're gonna start going live. Both of us split screen. So anybody's welcome to join in on that because we could have 3 people at a time. Ménage à trois, a video. Trying to remember the last time I painted. I did add a little bit of colors to this not too long ago. Because I did start this a long time ago. I don't usually talk this much. So I'm just like dabbing some water in it just to see what it does because I am not very familiar with decent acrylic paint, and I'm not sure everybody's opinion on Liquitex Acrylic, so if you do have one, please drop it below. I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, and he was like, I'm like art YouTubers, divine inspiration, and dude's great. I'm rotten with names, but he was like going through his favorite colors, and then he gets to the Liquitex acrylics, and he just goes, yuck. I had boxes on the way, and I was like, oh no, what happens if there's like another brand, or he like, I don't know. But I'm telling myself that he's just like a watercolor, like die-hard watercolor person, which I get it. They're the perfect paint. I want to get like big pieces and kind of to decorate the house, and I couldn't get large pieces done with watercolor without like destroying the paper, so it's definitely going to take a lot more practice, which it's my favorite part so far, is finally getting really serious about practicing. And I like a little bit of time before I decided to start a channel, because I have an Instagram for my shop that I've been doing for a while, and I don't know, I'm always making stuff, and I have all these little tips and tricks, and I'm addicted to learning tips and tricks, so what better place than YouTube, really? And I don't mind sitting in a room, I guess, with a camera pointed to me as I nervously rant to it. Shame free. That's an eyeball. I highly recommend doing one of these, even if like art's not your thing, because I don't know, I feel like no matter who opens up, I should say, like a canvas in a way where you just let anything happen, like, you know, accidentally trip and put a line in it, and then like focus on that for a second, and then methodically add to it, you'll find, I mean, I've talked to a lot of people about that, and almost almost unanimously they say, like, yeah, no, you could kind of see a picture. Like how sculptors say, like, a chunk of marble, there's a statue inside it. A sculptor just has to find it. That's what it reminds me of, anyway. So, I got a bunch of this magenta left. So I'm gonna look for other spots. And apologies in advance if this is slightly mind-numbing. You know, I'm just trying new things this year. Hey, I like it. Oh. Okay, yes. Maybe like a little bit over up here. Like just a little bit. Huh. Oops. Huh. Actually, if some of my friends' band, like Wicked Jam Band, I could play, but kind of worried that YouTube's gonna automatically boot it, not knowing that I have permission. So I'm gonna look into that. If anybody is experienced with that, feel free to enlighten me, because I want to do things right, because I really do enjoy teaching, I guess is the only way to say it. And eventually I'm sure I'll get more organized and helpful as far as tips, but you know, we're just getting to know each other. I'm gonna try to outline her whole being. Okay. Maybe. Ta-ta. Sorry for these long bouts of silence. Getting really into it. Okay. After this little bit, I'm going to move on to the next color because I realized that this was a test video. Oh, a little bit more. A little bit more. What's this supposed to be? Bone or something? Oh, I think I know what I was going for. Look at that. Sure. Oh, I shouldn't have done that actually. That's alright, I'll be painting over. Oh, one more spot. Okay, moving on. Oops, shite. Alright. Okay. Well, that's certainly a nice color, wouldn't you say? Well, what's the opposite of this again? Where's my color wheel? Like green. Okay. So let's do a little more magenta. What color should she be? I need something green. She's got green hair. Well, let me give some snake or some magenta to the snake. It's also really nice, like washed out like that. I like it a lot, actually. I shouldn't have done that. But it's okay. We got greens. Well, I'm gonna have to even it out. Damn it. See, I think that's like what I wanted. I'm still figuring stuff out. Glorious paint. I don't know why I'm still using this brush. It's kind of unbearable. I think this is what I always do, is I take away the joy by making it unnecessarily tedious. One day I'll learn how to paint ears. And I might paint over it. Walk away. Walk away. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. tatas. And I only learned about, I already forgot the word for it. It's a word I've always heard too. What you treat your canvas with to like kind of make it more smooth and fill in the weave. What is it called? I'm still thinking about it. Can't stop, won't stop. On to the other tata. Gotta have tatas. Okay. Sure. For now, anyway. Yeah, so a little bit up in here, so I'll do it for this too. Oops. You saw that. And I'm sure I'll come back to this painting like multiple times and do a little video on it. So I'll probably rename the video eventually. Okay, next color. So what I need to do is just finish her skin tone and then figure out what color to put behind her. Sound good? So I'm going to try. Really hard to mix. Oh, that's too much. Do I need any creamy things? No. I do not claim to be an expert, and I should have probably looked this up, but we're just gonna guess. What is it gonna say? What is it missing? I should download the app that you play to color match an angry eggplant. Maybe is there like red in it? I wish I could get, if anybody stumbles across this or any of these videos while they're live, feel free to find me on Instagram at Good Witch of the East Coast. That's good, like good, witch, like of the East Coast, like East side. And ask me questions through that. I have my phone right here, so if you message me, I will get it right here, but I can't see the video on, oh wait, maybe I can. Let's see. I'm very new to this stuff. Oh, it's raining. No. Alright, I can't. You hear the rain? That's nice. So maybe I will shut up for a while and just silently paint. Can I see? might be able to. Oh. Oh, well, there's nobody here. Well, that's quite alright. Anyway, I'll keep it open though. Just in case. Oh, very strange to see. Back to this, I'm just gonna put the smallest amount of, okay, I shouldn't do that. Perfect. Over that stuff. It has a little yellow, I feel. I think, let me turn the volume down. I think because, I actually mix this color because I go through phases where I get really into painting and then, I don't know, something happens. I kind of like it actually. It doesn't have to be exact because I could keep painting over it. Let's give it a whirl. Oh, well that doesn't match at all. It's okay, like, absolutely okay. And this is a lot more opaque than I thought it would be. It's impressive. I thought it was gonna go on quite late, honestly. And again, I desperately need to change paintbrushes. This is not going well. If anybody finds this video, feel free to recommend your favorite brushes. Not bad. I think I like mulled this brush when I was mixing it. If I could sing, I would sing for y'all. Yeah, it's like wildly opaque. What a treat. I could have never, like, if I were to show you what I usually use for skin tones, like, it's pretty horrific. I have one right here, cause I like adding it to pink for cheeks. You hear that? Oh, it's raining. It's purely water. And it's from Walmart. It's one of those dollar ones. Which they do their, I still have that in my hands. They serve their purpose. I will say that. Some of them are really good. That's like one of the reasons why I want to look into colors and like the difference between them, because it seems like some colors, no matter what brand it is, it's gonna be like a really useful color to have. So this load that I just picked up was a little runnier than the last like 2 sections I did, so I am seeing some streaking, and that I am using a really crappy, really tiny brush. Oh, I forgot a shadow there. Well, like a shadow like object. I don't know how to do shadows yet. Wink, wink. I think I should grab a bigger brush. Oh. I bet I'm sitting in such a weird position, I just noticed that. Oh god. Hmm. And another thing I do, since I do have such an unsteady hand, and I always get areas quite splotchy, is at the end I'll do like a series of washes with the paint, and eventually it comes out nice and smooth. What I'm planning to do after it's all said and done is I'm going to use the gold leaf into the edges. I think that's a nice, simple idea to finish it off a little bit, because this one's just going to go on the wall. It's not going to be sent out into that harsh world. too much water. Where's her nose? Getting there. It's so off, it's driving me nuts. 222. These pens or brushes are just really bad. Okay. Actually use some more of the magenta, but with like some red this time. Just so anybody knows this is not going as planned. And I was gonna run through the colors really quick. Man. Oops. Some are definitely more opaque than the others, so I might move to the heavy body paint just so I could have some more fun personally. it does dry pass. It's no joke when people say that. Oh, wow. Huh. Of course. Of course. Absolutely. I'm always... I did realize that I wasn't getting notifications for anything, even though all my notifications were on. That and my comments keep getting disabled. And, yeah. But, all learning. I'm just a total scatterbrain, and I'm always making stuff, so I'm always trying to get myself to stop and, like, just set up the tripod so I can at least film it. And, instead of the small amount of videos I've been posting, I've made a hideous amount of jewelry. Like, I don't know if you could see, that's all my new stuff, and, most of my new stuff. And, I don't know, little idea machine. If I don't say so myself, I don't know who will. Oh yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of this creamy deliciousness. I want a coffee. Dun, dun. Had to get the pig back in. How old is my channel? I'll type it here in case you're not still here. Gosh, a month old? Time does fly. We are in a void. Let me see when I uploaded my first. What I couldn't believe is I just started this, and I have, granted, a lot of my first videos are kind of just me uploading my phone videos to YouTube, because right now I do not have a computer. And oh yeah, I already forgot what I was doing. So yeah, a month, exactly a month. It's a month old. And my website, I think, is going on a little over a year old. And pretty much, so long story short, I own a little shop that I sell permaculture friendly seeds and like traditional folk herbs and handmade jewelry. And between making all the stuff that I already make just for fun and like this is the next video, one of many next videos. I'll say that about everything. Make little mushroom purses. I made it with just using 2 circles, so really basic crochet. I am a beginner at almost everything, and so really simple, and just threw some beads on there. It was just cute. And so I make the joke to like my friends that like I'm a jackass of all trades, to say it bluntly. So I figured 90% of my time I spend working in this room, so I might as well film it. I made this a few months ago I have little collections of just about everything. I'm from just about every era. And I had a bunch of marbles in a basket and chandelier pieces. And so I started making sun catchers. I am saving up to get the sterling lead-free solder so I can make jewelry and marble necklaces. And then I might as well, since I'm over here, make these little beaded things. And I have them hanging everywhere. Oh, one more thing. Since well, that's gonna be it. Okay. I have a bunch of stuff hanging on the window. This is another one that I did with the soldering, just the same technique that you would use for stained glass. And let's show it a little better. And so I can't really quantify it, so it's just gonna be an overall like DIY arts and crafts, plants sometimes, and oh, just showing you some scrap electrical copper that I found on my dad's pool table. He has a pool table that I'm trying to get rid of for him actually, because it's just been sitting there. It's kind of become a shelf at this point in Florida. But as you can see, nice and sparkly, and I'm still not describing it. So it's a bracelet. Obviously, I just pulled it off my wrist. Yeah, it's been a day. This live has been definitely a work in progress, and I'm stoked to finally be able to have a spot to rant into the abyss. I should keep this open. I am. OBS, yes. That is, it's streaming from the living room, and have y'all on a iPhone on a tripod. I'm definitely gonna be filming more of the pig, because like I often say, I am an extreme hermit, so it's pretty much arts and crafts, and then droning with Will, and then Pig, who is asleep all day in the bed. He knows he knows what's up, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I get a little more comfortable with like talking into an abyss, and then like trying to paint on an abyss. That's why I chose one that was like already started, because I have a tendency to like nervously rant, which is great. I can't play music anyway because it's copyright, but I like really like the idea of being able, because I'll always make videos, and I'll keep making videos, and hopefully they get better and better as time goes on. So, our pig's name is Blue, and he's about 5 years old. I adopted him from Craigslist, of course, as you would, and he was about this big. He was being sold as a teacup pig, but I knew they don't exist. Teacup pigs just don't exist. And since he was the runt, he was raised inside the whole time, so I'm not really sure if he knows he's a pig. Like, he doesn't root, which rooting is digging up the soil, turning the soil to get the little roots and bugs. Doesn't do that. He chews on grass for like 2 seconds and decides it's not for him. And, I mean, he sleeps in a bed every night. And, yeah, he grew up inside, so he's, usually you should have 2 pigs, because, like, having a like kind of your own species, they do better. And, because pigs could get really depressed. They're legit, like, they're so human-like. It's very odd. He's so intelligent. Like, I watched a lot of videos on people that had pigs as pets, because I was looking for a dog, actually, but I just can't do anything, you know, I try my darndest to do things normally, but I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment that was on the 2nd floor, and I decided to adopt a pig. And, yeah, no regrets. Happy as ever. That is my best friend. No shame in that. So here's a really good, well, it's not a really good example because this is the heavy body. It's super opaque and thick and beautiful. I am, very happy with this one. So I know to kind of keep an eye out for heavy body acrylic if I'm gonna go acrylic. I really want to start doing larger pieces because I could get a little more loose, and I figured the cheapest, simplest way to do that was a mix of spray paints and acrylics. And the spray paints I'm working on, and house paints. I actually prefer using house paint. I have some examples here. Oh, no way! That is the perfect pig name, Bertha. Blue, when I was a kid, for some reason, me and my friend Chrissy were really into the movie Old School. Like, I'm talking middle school kids. And, there's this one character, like this 80-year-old guy named Blue, and Will Ferrell throughout the movie screams at him, "You're my boy, Blue! You're my boy!" And so, I don't know, it stuck with me, and that's why I named Blue Blue, so I could scream, "You're my..." yeah. And because he's a pink boy, and there's so many reasons why Blue is perfect. Wow. Yeah, no, it never ceases to surprise me or amaze me. Like the French use pigs to sniff out truffle mushrooms. Incredibly intelligent animals. They're just a little awkward, and they will kill you for a cracker. And Blue is a boy, so he has these massive tusks. Oh, I didn't finish showing this. So this is some Sherwin-Williams house paint. Beautiful pink, just like a flesh tone like blush pink or Venetian pink you would get. And I have this left. Just some red Ralph Lauren's house paint sample. I guess this is gonna be, well, you know, it's this color, like really dark red. This stuff is amazing. I don't have much experience with oils, but I kind of feel like this reminds me of the oil paints I used to have. Granted, they were really cheap oils from like one of those generic craft kits, but those were way thicker and creamier than the acrylics. This is just so smooth. And this is the Liquitex full body or thick body. I'll look at it in a moment. And like I've run out of paint on this brush, but it's still going. Oops. And this video was supposed to be like me going through all the colors, but I just kind of gravitated towards I was gonna add the colors to this, like I thought I was gonna blast through it, but I'm overthinking it just as much as I would if I didn't have my camera on. Ooh, ow. Oh, I keep cutting my ankle bone on this wooden ass chair. This chair is wood as fuck. Almost. Ooh, I really like this orange on that weak ass magenta. Still love it, but this orange is just like killing it right now for me. using this here, so maybe just put that inward. Better, but not quite. Better. I'm gonna be blocking it, I feel. It is 10:59 here on the East Coast. Oh, I do like that. Wonder if, the other one I was thinking is Vintage Botanica, because what a Botanica is, it's like, essentially a religious goods store that sells a lot of herbs, candles, spices, oils, and, I grew up here in South Florida, and I grew up going to every single Botanica that, can we see that I like it, the people who work with Orishas, I do not, but I study. I like to study all cultures and all religions, but they have these beautiful beaded necklaces, and it's like some people feel like you can't wear rosaries. Some don't find any problem with it, but as far as they're really, really like deep down sacred strands of beads. And so it's not proper to wear them unless you're initiated or, and I could be slightly off, but the colors of the beaded necklaces represent Orishas that walk with them or they walk with. And yeah, pretty interesting, beautiful, rich stuff. And my mom, growing up in the 70s and 60s, she thought they were love beads. So ever since I was in middle school, I had tons of them because she thought they were love beads. She just thought, and me too, until I got a little older and a little more curious. I did go to Catholic school for 10 years, and this is around the 2nd grade, and it's one of those things. I blame video games. I was really into Tomb Raider, and I was just always climbing on Buddhas, so I got really into Buddhism. And the first book I rented on it was in 2nd grade, and the first time I went to the Buddhist temple was in 5th grade. And Chrissy, I remember, we went in 5th grade, a few years apart, but like our age is a few years apart, I think, not by much. I don't know these things. Half the time I don't even know how old I am, and it's a really beautiful spot just to go and like have a thought or two. It's quite nice, and I feel like, oh yeah, so Botanica is a religious goods store that usually specializes in like Palo Mayombe, hoodoo, voodoo, and the variations of, and Yoruba tradition. There's one that I'm really forgetting. It's on the top of my head. But anywho, like Afro-Cuban, Afro-Caribbean, folk traditions, folk religions, and lifestyles. And I'm blessed to be surrounded by them here in Florida. And like you have to realize too, my mom loved the shops because she's a Catholic, and they have all, like the Catholics are really into their saints. They have all the saint statues you could think of, and they're just very interesting. You'll see them. They're called Botanicas specifically, and just run in one. It's really interesting. The amount of oils and stuff, and there's this one in Boynton Beach here in Florida that they have this whole wall of like ancient soda. Like I saw bottles from like the 80s for sure, and they're used as offerings and other forms of like sweetening work and stuff like that. If you can look up anything, you can look up black pepper, folk uses, or occult uses and stuff like that, and the rabbit hole just goes on. it just gives plants more depth and more of a story. Like coxcomb is a really cool, like velvet-like flower. It almost looks fake. It looks like velvet broccoli or velvet cauliflower to me. And they believe the ancient Romans or the ancient Greeks, always get them confused, believe that if you put a full plant, root to flower, in your like shirt, it would protect you from arrows. I almost said bullets. And if you wear a crown of coxcomb while you're very ill, you will heal a lot faster. And I think that's all kinds of neat. Life is boring. Sometimes things help. History helps. It's just magical. Oh, okay. See, that's what my channel originally was, but I wasn't sure if, cause I haven't posted many Botanica videos. They've kind of all been arts and crafts videos and random videos of my pig, and so that's what birthed the idea of like, maybe I'm due for a name change to make it a little more sense making. But I do plan on doing a whole slew of videos on the folk histories and uses of various plants, starting with the ones that grow right out here. And we have quite a collection, and I've been dying to talk about it, so that's coming very soon. I'm just having a pretty strong creative week, even if I'm not getting much done. It's my favorite thing to do. I have my, that's why I have an apron on. Oh, I should actually just do the color wheel, because then it'll look like I did something. I have kind of like a musical chairs thing in here going on. I have my sewing table over there, my resin table over there, my favorite like handmade goods that are ready to go. All these are in the last year, and I finally learned how to do the leaves. These are actually kratom leaves that are grown here in Florida. And I've been trying to preserve them in resin for so long, keeping the color and shape, and I finally found a blend of techniques that allowed me to do that, and they're so satisfying. They're one of my favorite things I made this year. And the big ones, and also I made like really large beaded pieces that have leaves on it. Really happy about those. And I only have 3 left. I had like 12 of them. But I preserve everything in the garden, but those were, I think that's the most impressive, big, juicy green leaf. Beautiful subtropical evergreen that's really like Indonesia. I'm having all kinds of brain farts today, but well, that's really cool, like for any prepper or anybody into permaculture or evergreen trees, tropical trees, medicinal plants, would love to have that. We actually have a ton of really viable seeds, so if anybody is interested in that, I could point you in the direction. I collect all kinds of seeds. The seeds I have right now, that every order, I think I put it on the website, every order right now comes with seeds, permaculture friendly seeds that are edible. So right now I have Jewels of Opar, which is a succulent like green. They grow like, they could get pretty big or they stay really small. They self-seed. They have tiny little flowers that open around 5 p.m. And the seed pods have like, they're these tiny little berry-like things, and almost like peppercorns or something. They have like 30 to 40 seeds in each thing, and they're already really tiny. And I'm losing my train of thought because I just want to say they're delicious. The leaves are so crunchy and so refreshing that they're just really fun to snack on. And, you know, the added benefit of it being used in ancient Chinese medicine for thousands of years to treat anemia and all sorts of uses. And I am blessed that they grow like wildfire here. And they seed prolifically, so I have an abundance right now. And the second seed is pigeon peas, which I do have to check the zones before I add seeds to an order. If I could get in touch with the customer, I ask what seed they would want, just to avoid waste, because if like, even if they're using crafts and stuff, but if they're just gonna sit there, and people are usually really honest, like, oh, no thank you. And in that case, I put a little bag of Mexican Dream Herb into worry dolls. My mom is like the queen of gift baskets and goodie bags, and I definitely got that passion from her. So every order I have to make it into like this little treat. So I'm gonna try to find a thinner brush. Oopsies. For reasons as such. And then I just go back in with the same brush. This is what happens. Ooh, no, a little too crazy. Maybe right here too. Almost beautiful. Layer by layer, it will slowly take shape, surely. I was wondering if the accents would throw it off. Oh, no creep out here. I'm just extremely scatterbrained, and as soon as I like get a color down, like all bets are off. I forget where I am. I am gonna have a screen next time because I am blind as a bat, and I'll be able to see a lot better. I'm actually not even used to having my phone on me because I'm usually filming with this. Oh, well, thank you. I am attempting to teach myself how to paint this year, but paint like half-ass actually, because anybody could throw paint at a canvas, which I advise everybody give a go. It's equal parts like liberating and equal parts terrifying, because I mean, what other word can you think of to describe a blank piece of paper other than a void? It's a literal void. And you just gotta give it a go. I don't know if you guys hear these little dings here and there, but there are these big old tree frogs out here jumping all over the place. I love them so much. And then I keep forgetting to mention my first goes at making videos. On my phone I was using headphones and like to play it back I was listening to it in headphones, but on YouTube you can't hear anything, so and since I don't have any room on my phone I was deleting all the videos. So oh, hello Cheese Bear. Too much water. I have a sponge for that. Ow. Almost ready to finally switch to another color. I'm just gonna go over this because I don't feel like finishing that concept. But I might, you never know. No plan Stan. That's what they call me in the garage. Slowly trying to recall whatever flow I had going. This paint on here is really dry. I'm just trying to get a little outline going. Maybe I'll use a marker for the string. I would not be surprised if you can't tell, but this is going to be a bow and arrow. And at the very end, I'm going to make the string gold with that liquid leaf. Maybe I'll outline them too. Because I feel like this will bleed nicely with whatever colors they become. And I was just thinking of, what is it? So cyan, magenta, and yellow, because I have black hair already. And I wanted to, there's already a little rainbow here. And I live CMYB, I believe. Oops. Not bad. That's fine. where these dudes came from or these beings. But they did. They came. And they're overseeing. Oh, I'll outline these ladies too because I just need something that's not pencil to look at. Oops. So it's going through her hands, and since I don't know what I'm doing, it's going to be even harder. Yeah, not bad. Like, I get it. Maybe like there. Stigmata. Let me get these legs real quick. Yeah. Ooh, oh hell yeah. I don't know what everybody's thoughts about Assassin's Creed is, but Assassin's Creed Origins is dope. They get Egypt's like so legit, like with the fig farms, date farms. Oh my god, I love it. I like walking around in it. So we were gonna live stream that like eventually. And Will's out there. We've been out there playing Elden Ring. I have my thoughts on that game. There's something not right about that. That game has no chill. Like, every now and then a game will get me like a jump scare or whatever, but full blown panic. Oh, I kind of colored in a good half of her arm. Whoopsies. Make a check. I'm just so close. So very close. Oh no! Whoopsies. Don't worry, we'll fix it in post. Oh. I like it anyway. exactly the same, which I actually think is quite funny. Ain't that cute? And I'm trying to think of what to do here. Yeah, no, seriously, 100%. Well, of course, like this is the nice chaos is on this side, but organized chaos, such as like a big what are those for again? Like a wash bucket. I actually have a washboard in it, full of scrap copper. I make all this stuff out of scrap copper. I'm actually gonna take these off. They're jangling a little too much. It's a little much, but you know, to each their own. It's got a bunch of crazy, awesome little artifacts on it, and then this little reminds me of like Sailor Moon meets Cinderella, to be quite frank. And I actually do want to start making some form of cosplay stuff, only because I like making like sci-fi looking things, and yeah, especially out of like scraps, like scrap copper. It ends up like looking like futuristic sci-fi, but like post-apocalyptic, of course. Well, good night, Mr. Cheese Bear. Happy trails. Oh, I see kind of like a face here. This is what I was waiting for to happen. And it's messed up because as soon as I like turn the camera off, I'll be at this piece all night, like going super fast. So I'm gonna explain what's happening right here. I saw this plump lady, and so I just outlined her, and you know, she exists now. I don't know if you see it, but she's gonna be a little plump lady standing behind this, and I think I'm gonna try to do like a gradient or like a heat signature. And I always forget if it's like red on the plane or blue on the plane. Oh, red, blue, because that obviously then the hottest is maroon. One thing I keep holding off is finishing filling in this kind of lightning area. And I do notice an absolute difference with the heavy body as far as drying time. The heavy body, you have a lot more time to work with it. It's a lot smoother, and I cannot wait to start blending my own colors with it. I think I'll use these, mix in with these, because the large bottles are the same thing. They're the acrylic or Liquitex Basics. Basic ass paints. But I love them. There's so many colors. And that's was my plan from the beginning, because I thought these tubes were going to be really, really small, like useless size. And so I was quite nervous. And I think that's what triggered me to buy all this other paint. Because I was like, well, I'm not going to have like anything to work with, so I have to get something. But my goal really is to try every type of medium in art supply, craft supply, tool, everything. I really want to get a lathe. I think those look like the funnest tools in the world. I understand you have to be very careful. Every time I tell my dad that I want a lathe, I get a 10-minute lecture. But, even quicker backstory, I was my dad's third daughter, but I was raised as an only child until I was like 14. I had no idea I had 2 half-sisters. But my dad's one of those people who always wanted a son, and so I got stuck with that, which I didn't mind. I was quite the tomboy when I was a kid. Like I said, I was really into Tomb Raider and Indiana Jones, naturally. And so I already really liked tools and playing with those. I have one of my first little creations somewhere up here. Where did I put it? And it's a hot air balloon. I posted a picture of it on my Instagram. It's a hot air balloon made out of lock washers that were my dad's work truck. Oh, I'm doing it again. Gotta remember, you have to switch gears with these paints. And watercolors, night and day difference. I need to reload. Ooh, gnarly. I've been really trying to watch more art videos. It's really hard not to watch Robert Saper's like anthropology documentaries and videos all day, every day. It's beyond inspiring. The world's most dangerous anthropologist, indeed. Oh, it's about this big. It's a necklace. I learn all these different techniques and ways to use various tools of all kinds, and then it always boils down to jewelry. I just find it because I like the act of making it and using the tools and stuff. So jewelry is something that is small and has a purpose. Like you could hang things on your rear view mirror and your doorknobs. Not, a bracelet could be a bracelet for a doorknob too. And so I'm constantly I'm trying to find some good examples, but I put all my metal work up. I have an affection for copper. Ooh. Hello. Oh, okay. So I made these rings. Well, this one I just used a hammer and wire cutters and just scored it to make this little snake, copper snake, out of just one piece of copper wire, electrical wire. And then this, I used some scrap brass bezel wire I found on eBay and just some cheap semi-precious stones, but probably dyed. I know this one's rose quartz from my mom's mismatch earring. A little bent. You can see how rustic it is. I made these with a micro torch. This one has a sapphire in it that I found at a yard sale in a little Ziploc bag. And I did nick this one though, but I set it myself, and it's sterling. The cup is sterling. I just took broken chain, melted it, and then hammered it flat, and then carved a half a circle in a piece of wood, and then tried to make it like a flower. And this is a little faux opal, and the brass is actually from a 1960s mirror, like a compact mirror. I have scraps of it laying around here and there. And yeah, I like all the different kinds of crafts. And of course, for stained glass and wood burning and musical chairs. But with crafts, my biggest dream was to always have a warehouse with just tables with all the different tools and supplies for every craft possible, and a pair of roller skates to go to each section. Yeah, that still sounds ideal. And have it visitable so people could like visit and partake in the fun. Oopsies. I'm starting to make little craft kits to offer people. And I do accept trades. I accept all kinds of stuff. I collect vintage just about anything, or especially vintage tech. William puts it to use in mind-blowing ways. I fucked up, but it's okay. Oh, I almost painted that in. I know what it is now. There are some parts, because I'm not zooming out at all, that I almost paint over. Because what does that little squiggly line belong to? Oh, word. I started working in a vintage store when I was 13. My mom raised me right by way of Disco, Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Party Monster, and the soundtracks of each. So when I walked into my first vintage store that opened up downtown Lake Avenue, they always had Lake Avenue. It's a little coastal town called Lake Worth. I grew up there, and a long time ago. But it was all antique stores and little like tchotchke shops, like hand-painted mermaids and stuff. But this woman, Alina, opened up a vintage store, all clothes, and not like all furniture, and maybe one stall has like some dresses. I've still to this day I've never seen that much vintage because the store was packed. The like attic of the store was packed. The office of the store was packed. The bathroom was packed. Her car was packed. Her 2-floor like mini mansion little house, like the gated community like mini mansion things, packed. Warehouse packed. It was. Well, apparently she had one up north. It was just unreal. Like, how she's not world famous is just beyond me. But anyway, it was her vintage store, and I ended up working there for years. And since I was under 18, I couldn't work for money. I had to work for, I shouldn't say I had to work. I was more than happy to work for broken jewelry and damaged clothes, and like clothes that I wanted that I saved up like essentially Monopoly money for. And yeah, a lot of the pieces I still have to this day. Like one of the trolls, this girl is from there. Like there's just so much that I have still from there. It's incredible. And then of course having to home what as much as I could of my grandparents' stuff when they passed. I have all my grandpa's photography equipment, so I didn't realize how cheap the chemicals were, so we're gonna set that up, and I have bags of disposable cameras that nobody will develop for me because they're too old. I haven't tried these new hipster shops that are popping up anywhere that are doing it hella traditional. Love it. And so I do have to like start to ask around there, but I want to try it so bad. My grandpa had a dark room anywhere he lived, and it was his ultimate passion. So I have to. And got the enlargers, got the like light meters and all that. Just gotta hook it up. And it's all from the 60s. My grandpa and grandma were in the military. They were Marines. And but my grandpa was a photographer, and my grandma developed film, and so that's how they met. And I don't know, they're the best people in the world. They're both dead, but they're the best people in the world. So let me see. No, I'm 100% an old lady. I've been actually looking for a rocking chair because I really do like crocheting, but I can't sit still long enough to do it. So I think that's why stereotypically you crochet or knit in a rocking chair. It's like, it's so tedious, but the stuff comes out brilliant. I made my own produce bag, and it's just like one of those European net bags that they use. I think it's in here. Oh yeah. See, this is a point. This arts and crafts stuff could be quite utilitarian. Okay, 2 quick examples. This is like a beach shirt, but just so you can see how tight that weave is, all I did, and you could do this with any shape, you get a big piece of wood, just like sheet wood, and then you damaged sheet wood, something you can't build out of due to the fucking prices now of lumber. You take nails and you make whatever shape you want. You can make a circle, oval, make a rug, anything. And I made this weird, like, vague top and shape, and just ties in the back. And you just do, you know, like you go like, you do one layer that's just like back and forth, and then you weave it through. I don't know what to call the first layer, but you weave it through, and it makes, this is just cheap Walmart yarn and thrift store yarn and scraps, and it's cozy, it's sturdy, and it's so easy. And like, you could get some really nice, like, to me this reminds me very like Southwestern, and I love it. And this is the net bag. It holds so much, literally. Oh. Example. Oh yeah. It holds a lot more than that one item. Like, you can see. Like, I'm gonna give you one of these. And it's multi-purpose. Oh, hey. But, it was a little tedious to make, but holy cow. You just use a hook and string. Like, to me, like, the fact that you can make net and make it into a very simple bag is just mind-blowing. And, like, when you get into this simple, like, just layout of what crochet is, it's just loop after loop and it interlocks. It's hella useful to know. It's, yeah. Okay, so, I'm actually going, I didn't do anything on this, but I am going to, I guess, cut the video. Feel free to head over to my Instagram channel, because I am a night owl and I'm always on Instagram. It's just, I find it to be the easiest place. Most of the people that I have to communicate with are there, and most of the people that find me are there. And yeah, feel free to head over there. It's just getting a hot in here. The AC vent in here doesn't, you know, which usually is ideal, but because I'm always freezing, even though I'm not vegan, I eat a lot of meat, but I'm still cold all the time. long story short. And so I'm usually in heaven, but I usually don't talk this much. This is straight nervous ranting for however long I've been on here. It doesn't want to tell me, but yeah, so thank y'all dearly, tremendously for sticking around and hanging out. And I'll be coming on a lot more often, so if you need a distraction from how fucked the world is right now, and like, I get that it's always, you know, a little muddy, but it's like bam, bam, bam. This year, these last 2 years, I don't know if it's just like being more aware or what, but yeah, it seems a little wham bam, thank you ma'am, a little kind of sped up, if you catch my drifts, a little off. So I have so many reasons why I'm doing these little videos and gonna be doing lives and all that. I think you could tell I'm quite a scatterbrain, and like I said earlier, I'm a jackass of all trades, and I dearly love it. I am a severe hermit and an only child, so I don't know, a little psycho, but healthy amount. We get things done. Bad example, but yeah, if anybody has any ideas for the next live, because then I could filter out what I should film and what maybe I'll just keep to myself, because like I said, I'm in here 24/7 making stuff, beading, crochet, metalwork, you name it, stained glass. I just have to figure out how to cut it. For some reason, I had more luck by breaking a spark plug and using the ceramic in that than I do with a brand new glass cutter thing. It looks like a good one. It's very old, but it's brand new. Like, it looks like it's from the 90s. Not very old. You know what I mean? It's been sitting around in my dad's garage for a while, but it looks like it's never been used. And it had a little plastic sleeve. But anyway, thanks y'all. Yeah. Good Witch of the East Coast on Instagram, and like Green Dean says here on YouTube and on his website eattheweeds.com, Toodles. He has thousands of edible and medicinal plants, the plants that people commonly refer to as weeds, meaning they grow everywhere and anywhere, even in concrete. So you'll definitely see the world in a totally different place when you realize everything is edible. Thank y'all. Spanish needle is $19 a pound in some places.